The stock market climbed to record highs yesterday. AMD investors get excited. Bitcoin is estimated to hit 100 grand. And GE splits into 3 companies, and Robinhood gets hacked. Today on the Brass Bell Podcast. The Dow Jones Industrial Average yesterday closed at 36,432, which was a 104.27 point gain, or 0.29%. The S&P 500 yesterday closed at 4,701, which was a 4-point gain, or a 0.09%. The Nasdaq closed at 15,982, which is about a 10-point gain, or a 0.07%. The Russell 2000 closed yesterday at 2,442, which was a 5-point gain, or 0.23%. So, top 10 stocks that were trading yesterday. PayPal, they closed at $229, or a $3 increase, or 1.61% gain. Roblox Corporation closed at $77 even, which was about a dollar difference, a dollar down, or a negative 0.127%. AMD, they closed at a record $150.16. That was about a $13.82 gain, or about a 10% return on that. And big news from AMD. AMD and Meta Platforms, formerly known as Facebook, are partnering together to develop a high-performance, efficient processor. So exciting news from there, and which is why we saw a 10% increase in the stock price yesterday. So we'll have to see what they develop, see how it goes. Good news for AMD, and investors are excited. AMC holdings closed yesterday at $45.06, which was a $3.36 increase, or about an 8.06%. Naked Brand Group closed yesterday at 70 cents, which is about a 4 cents increase, or about a 6.06%. Quantum Space Corporation, they closed yesterday at $37.63, about a $6.66 increase in the stock price there, or about a 21.31%. Planter Technologies closed at $26.75, or about a 75-cent increase, or about a 2.88% increase. Fuel Cell Energy closed yesterday at $10.81, or about $1.86 different increase, or about it was up yesterday at 20.78%. Nextdoor Holdings closed yesterday at $13.01. It was up about $1.89, or about up by 17%. Newegg Commerce closed yesterday at $18.82, which was up about $6.98, or 58.95%. Pretty big gains yesterday, for sure. It looks like today, though, that is not continuing, as the Nasdaq, S&P 500, and the Dow Jones are down today by a little bit, just because it's been so high lately. So we will see just a bit of correction today, but we'll go and see how that turns out tomorrow, because the stock market changes hour by hour. But the stock of today that I'd like to talk about is Johnson & Johnson. The ticker is J&J. Price that closed yesterday was at $162.87. The trend has been in a downtrend for the past couple of months. This, of course, is the company that developed the COVID vaccine under the Warp Speed program. This was a one and done shot. And since the reason why it's been kind of sideways or down for the past couple of months is because they've had a bit of bad press regarding their vaccine. And so it did spike, and then it did come back down because of that bad press, because the FDA did put a hold on that vaccine for a little bit, based off of some cases of thrombotic events. So that was kind of a disappointment for investors for sure. And then it is coming slowly back up, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. So basic financials of Johnson & Johnson, the PE ratio is 24.43. Market cap is at $428 billion. And then they do have a dividend yield about 2.53%. So we do have some news. I'd first like to talk about Bitcoin. So this comes from Bitcoin.com. But there's been a couple of big news items. It did hit about 65K in October, and it looks like that is just going to continue up. But this article here from Bitcoin.com is claiming that people are believing that Bitcoin will hit 100K, and that'll happen this year. It says 4 months ago in June, Plan B tweeted that his worst case scenario for 2021, Bitcoin prices chain based would be August 47K, September 43K, October 63K, November 98K, December 35K. During the first week of August, Plan B reconfirmed his confidence of the price forecast and said 64K was not the top. After correctly predicting the Bitcoin prices for the month of August, September, and October, Plan B has been discussing Bitcoin's current run-up during the first week of November. On November 3rd, Plan B tweeted that Bitcoin's relative strength index is 72, and further noted that Bitcoin is looking strong. 2 days later, Plan B published a poll asking his 1.4 million Twitter followers if they thought Bitcoin would reach 50K, 288K, 100K, or if Bitcoin will stay 100K by Christmas 2021. The poll got 224,000 votes, and 39.8% said it would reach 100K per unit, while 31.4% said that it could hit 288K, while 23% had the opinion that it would stay below 100K. And 5% believed that there was a chance that Bitcoin would hit 500K per unit. Now, as far as Bitcoin goes, Bitcoin does look like it's headed up, and that's pretty exciting. I was at first extremely hesitant about Bitcoin, just in general, because, it's not, real, it's just kind of a digital transaction out in the ether. But looking into it a little bit more, I do think that cryptocurrency is basically just like the dollar. It has much value as you have faith in it. So, and I trust Bitcoin a lot more than the U.S. dollar at the moment, just because of all the inflation that we're seeing, and Bitcoin looks like it's just the value of Bitcoin keeps going up. But as far as cryptocurrency being like the replacement of the dollar, I don't see that very much because if the price fluctuates this much, it's up 5% from this past week, about $3,000. Then how are we supposed to buy and sell goods off of something that fluctuates in price so evenly, or so much? So that's kind of where I'm at with crypto. I think it's a great opportunity to grow your money. But as far as like it will be the future of buying and selling goods as like an actual currency, I'm not seeing it quite yet. GE has some pretty interesting and exciting news. It will be split into 3 different companies, focusing on power, focusing on their main business, and then splitting into a healthcare company. So that's interesting. Shareholders seem to like this. The stock price did jump up a couple percentage points. So that's something to look at. Now, the big news here, probably the most concerning, is that Robinhood says that they did have a data breach. This comes from TechCrunch.com. It says that the company said in a blog post that a malicious hacker had socially engineered a customer service representative over the phone to get access to customer support systems. Now, this goes on to say that the hacker was able to obtain names and email addresses, full names, date of births, zip codes for 310 customers, and it said that 10 customers had more extensive account details revealed. It's not very specific, although they did say that no social security numbers, bank accounts, debit or credit cards were exposed, so that there was no immediate loss to financial loss to customers. So I guess that's good news, but the fact that a customer service representative was social engineered is kind of disappointing. I know stuff like this happens in companies like all the time, but people just need to be smarter. Like if somebody calls you up and be like, "Hey, I'm this person," you got to make sure to check that person is actually a real person and not somebody being socially engineering you. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do in the future to prevent something like this happening. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this. It is disappointing that this did happen. So just be careful out there. If you do have Robinhood, then just be careful about any incoming calls, text messages, or anything pretending to be a company that knows you. So just be cautious out there. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into the Brass Bell Podcast. Again, my name has been David, and you have a great day.